Wine Wednesdays. We got a special podcast today featuring our guest host, Manveer, Shergill, aka Mo Problem. Welcome. Manveer is going to be asking me some questions today. But first, we got to get started off with our sponsors here, our Border Town Wine.
I love Border Town Wine.
Living Desert White and a Cab Franc Rosé. We're starting off with the white wine.
Great choice.
You guys can tell we already kind of got into it. But Mo over here, she doesn't drink. She's a good girl. So it's just going to be me testing out the wines today. But Mo's going to be asking me some questions about Kelowna living, food stand living, Osoyoos to Kelowna, and just a comparison of a few things. How you doing, Lily?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
To start, what was it like growing up on a farm?
Growing up on a farm, to be honest, I wouldn't have it any other way. I've been so sure of the lifestyle that we grew up with that I know for a fact that I want my kids to experience it as well. So I'm trying to do it. And farming and everything is what I enjoy to do, and I know for sure that I want my kids to experience that. Waking up early in the morning, making boxes for free labor, just like we had to do, you know. They ain't gonna be spoiled. They're gonna be out there working bright and early, even harder than we did, you know. We're gonna make them work their earn, you know. So, but it makes you a man, you know, and woman.
I was going to say, we're a woman.
I bet you're out there making a lot of boxes and picking a lot of cherries.
I think I made 5 in my day. But,
But
we'll tell my kids every morning, 5 a.m.
better get out there. Better get out there. Early bird eats the worm, right? Early bird eats the worm.
So, what's farming life compared to Kelowna versus Osoyoos?
Well, you as a Kelowna girl, me as a Osoyoos man, we're definitely going to be a little biased on this section, but everybody knows, okay, I've heard a lot of Kelowna people say Osoyoos fruit is a lot better than Kelowna. But not once in my lifetime have I heard an Osoyoos person say Kelowna fruit is better than Osoyoos fruit.
What Kelowna people are you thinking of?
Okay, we got warmer temperature, we got better soil, we got everything 2 weeks before you guys get your stuff.
It's hot there.
Okay, he's Kelowna girl. Okay, he's Kelowna girl. We get 2 weeks earlier, better weather means better fruit. Fair?
You know what?
Hey, but might be a little biased. I might be a little biased, but hey, you know.
You can say that to my dad's face.
It's my personal preference.
I'll trust you.
You know I won't. You know I won't.
So I think, see, where's the better fruit? Kelowna or Osoyoos? I think you know the answer to this question. Or the answer you're gonna give to.
Osoyoos, for sure, without a doubt. Everything that comes out of the Osoyoos is better. People, fruit, all of it, okay, all of it. Not many people would doubt that.
Okay, so then how did Kelowna fruit stand happen? No, I don't see a fruit stand in the Osoyoos.
Well, that was a business choice, though. You know, we got a lot more traffic through Kelowna. We got a lot more locals, so it becomes it's more of a potential to be a longer season in Kelowna because there are more visitors, there are more locals, and it just kind of worked out as my whole family, all my siblings, we all wanted to be in the fruit industry. And so parents saw an opportunity and they took it. Welcome Kelowna Food Stand number 1.
Are you saying the fruit industry is better than in Kelowna? Is that why you guys are here?
Tourism industry is better in Kelowna. That's all I'm saying, okay? Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
So why do you think Kelowna is more popular than Osoyoos?
The city. Not the farming life. Who said anything about the farming life, okay? City life.
Making sure we're clarifying.
Well, there's a lot more people and it's a city versus a town in Osoyoos. So we got a lot more tourism, got a lot more locals that are wanting fresh fruits and vegetables. And so that's why Kelowna was more of an option than Osoyoos, where there is already so many food stands and more competition. But Kelowna, a lot more people, less competition, Seemed like an
The
easy
spot.
choice. Seemed like an easy choice, yes. The spot for to sell fruit, not to grow it though, okay? Okay.
So what was it like opening a second location?
Again, just an opportunity that came upon us, you know? We figured we're already bringing up all the fruit and veggies from Osoyoos. I mean, we have our vegetable fields up here. We do have some farms up here as well. But most of that stuff is coming from Osoyoos, and we're already having all the fruits and veggies in a location. Very easy to pump out a second location, just a matter of having one of us there, because at the end of the day, only you can run it as well as you will. Your employees won't really get to that standard, you know. So that's been mine and my sister's job with that second location, and it's been going pretty good. So just keep expanding, and any opportunity that hits you, you got to be able to make the most of it, you know.
So what was it like organizing fruit transportation?
To be honest, me and my sister, I know we got the easy job. We're up here, we're indoors, we sell the fruit. I got a garden at my location, so I'm working outside a little bit these days, but that's all my mom, my dad, and my brother. They're driving up almost every day during cherry season, every other day these days when it's more peaches and nectarines and that kind of stuff. But a lot of kilometers from Osoyoos to Kelowna. The good thing is, damn gorgeous drive, you know, so they get to enjoy at least some part of the day with delivering all the fruit.
So you say a lot of fruit goes to waste, or does most of it sell?
Well, as being my partner in crime at Kelowna Fruit Stand number 2, Almond Bowling come through!
Check it out.
You know, we don't try to waste any fruit. Peaches, nectarines, stuff like that. We get a lot of bruised stuff that comes in, but we try to make the most of it. Sell to people that are jamming and canning. Otherwise, anything that is about to go to waste, we try to freeze. We use for smoothies. We sell the fruit stand frozen for people to put it in smoothies, pies, whatever they feel like, you know. And the biggest thing with the times these days right now is we shouldn't be wasting any sort of fruit that we get. We're in such a precious valley where we get a little bit of abundance, but we got to make sure that we preserve and we're ready for the winter, and just, you know, we put so much time and effort into all these fruits that they shouldn't go to waste, even if it's just a small bruise, if it's you know, a split or something like that. You got to be able to make most out of everything that we grow.
Round of applause for that one.
And the fruit's so good anyway. It's not a hard sell.
And even right now, we have so much stuff coming out of our garden that we actually have a free bin at the fruit stand. So anything that isn't perfect, we make sure that it doesn't go to waste. So we either just give it for free, making sure people have use of it, that can make it. You know, even if it's just a small little bruise on the fruit, we have a fruit-free section that you're very welcome to take as much as you need and just make some sort of use of the fruit, right? Because the last thing we want is for any of the stuff that we grow in location to go to waste.
So most people are finding this pandemic to be a tough time, but it seems as though the Kelowna Fruit Stand is thriving. We've seen a lot of different innovations with you guys, even with the food box and food truck that you guys are bringing in.
Thing is,
what's the pandemic been like for you?
it's tough times for a lot of people, but this is where a lot of people can make the most out of the pandemic as well, right? That's exactly why we started having the free bin on location, because we understand that people are out of work and don't have all the same resources that a lot of people do, and so just making everything accessible to people and not wasting fruit and just make the most of what we have, you know.
And as someone that's worked in both Kelowna and Osoyoos, can you comment on farm prices in Kelowna? Not like
Farm prices up in Kelowna, they vary depending on fruit stands to farms. I feel like in Kelowna there's not that many fruit stands, so competition isn't as high. But going directly to the farmer or going to these food stands that deal with all these small time farmers it's very beneficial to the community, you know, because all of the Okanagan, we are one. All of BC, we are one. It doesn't matter from south to west, to north to east, to whatever, you know. As BC, we are a community, you know. And so as long as we support each other and support Canada, and I feel like this year, especially with all this pandemic stuff, we are realizing that we need to keep it within our family, within our community, within our country, you know. And a lot more people are realizing that, you know, supporting each other in these times goes a lot further than, you know, getting the cheaper prices, getting the, you know, the day cheaper prices also mean stuff that you don't know where it's coming from, versus cheaper quality versus our homegrown quality, our small farmers that put in love and effort, that are out there every day by that person who grows it, who owns the land, who, you know, tends to the orchard every single day like our fathers do, and are out there and take it by pride and effort and literally do whatever they can to make the best quality stuff for other people to feed on. So as a farmer, as a grower with fruits and vegetables and all of it, I know our parents feel very honored. I feel very honored that we are feeding other people, you know. We are what is going into people's stomachs and growing people and feeding kids and feeding the community and
feeding them good stuff.
Good stuff. You know, we know what we do in the orchards and the love we put into it, and it's quality stuff. And especially in the summers, this is when we have the opportunity to, you know, eat as much as we can of fresh veggies that are grown in Canada. We do have a little bit of a season, you know, but a lot of people these days, this generation, we're kind of forgetting how to freeze and can and jam and all this sort of stuff and preserve, you know. This whole new generation of us, I've never canned or jammed, you know, in my whole life. My mom does. My mom makes a lot of fresh jams, and she cans cherries, beets, you know, garlic, all this sort of stuff. We sell at the location as well, but I don't know. You know, a lot of this generation, we don't know, and so when our parents pass, those are things that we're going to forget. But these are the things that are going to get us past these tougher winters that we might possibly have. Who knows, with all this climate change and stuff like that, you know, you don't know how long of a growing season you're going to have. They might get shorter within the next couple of years, whatever, right? But just having those tools in your belt can go a long way, right? Because even this winter with the pandemic and everything, you don't actually know what kind of sources of food and fruit and veggies that we're going to get over the winter, because, you know, as a country, they're gonna, you know, we usually get a lot of stuff from the States, but they're gonna try to keep their stuff. If there's a food shortage or if there's any sort of shortage with anything, they're gonna try to keep their stuff to their country, and we're gonna be kind of left with our cold north, you know, our winter crops and not a lot of stuff, you know. So this year especially, a lot of people gotta be able to preserve a little extra, you know, just in case. It's always good to be ready for whatever, you know. Who knows? It's been a very weird year so far, so just being ready for whatever. Even our mom guys, they're going to be loading up our deep freezers with sag and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Tell them add in a couple fruits, a couple berries, a couple peaches, you know, and all that sort of stuff, and load up on some dal and, you know, everything you possibly can, you know, because at the end of the day, it seems like it's going to be a weird winter, and, you know, best to just be one step ahead. Never
Ready
know.
for whatever.
Ready for whatever, guys. Hey, that's a lie.
Should we bring in a host or other host?
Okay. We are on the Jeevan Brar podcast, so guys,
Jeevan Brar.
welcome, Jeevan Brar. Hey, so thanks for having us on your podcast, buddy. Well, you know, glad to get you on camera as well.
Manveer, fellow Osoyoos farmer.
Yes, buddy.
I feel very, I was going to say, I feel very left out
It's
here.
gonna be a very 2 versus 1 conversation from now on, I think, but you
I
know.
would love to
people
try
know.
some of the desert white. It's a great intro
buddy.
white wine for new wine drinkers. From Bordertown Winery.
From Bordertown out
As you can
this
see,
way.
we've been drinking this before. We couldn't keep our hands off it.
It's a very easy, nice going down wine.
One thing I gotta say is, how was the move from Osoyoos to Kelowna? Like the initial move. That's a lot of people are considering it in this market right now to sell their farms in the Okanagan, in the lower Okanagan, South Okanagan, and make the move to Kelowna as a city. But if every farmer comes out here, there's not enough land for all these farmers, and good land.
To be honest, it's I love growing up down in Osoyoos. You know, the land's nicer, everything's kind of more quiet, kind of how we prefer a lot of us. But the thing is, it's a small town, right? For us, the younger generation, we kind of want a little bit more lively place that we can kind of do whatever we want to do, and kind of just more options for us to go out to eat. You know, all of us
Although
can
one
get
thing I gotta say is,
social.
from that Oliver and Sioux small town, 6 generations of kids know each other. 6 generations of kids are so tight knit, and like if you're from Oliver, that's all that needs to be said. If you say you're from a big city, or you're from Vancouver, okay, whatever. But if you're from Oliver, you're from Oliver. You know what I mean?
We all know each other very well, and definitely been very blessed to grow up there because, yeah, exactly like you said. From 10 years up to 10 years down, we're all really good friends, and there's so many of us, and we all act like brothers, right? But for us, we still do need a little bit more, a lively city to kind of entertain yourself with, because as we all know, so it gets a little tough in the winter times, you know. So
Well, one thing for me is I make a lot of trips across the Okanagan with my business. I can be in Caribbean, I can be in Picton, but when I come to Kelowna, you're in the location of Kalo. I'm always there. I'm always there. Like, it's
always
He's
bring
always
it up.
there.
Yeah,
You know when he's in town.
it's stop and stop. What do you mean? It's stop and stop. Everybody that comes in from Oliver, y'all better stop in.
Hey,
Man.
tell me about the food truck. How did that idea come about?
Ah,
I
it's
love
just,
I love the pulled pork sandwiches with the extra peppers and everything you going on there.
Thing is, that was me. I was looking out for myself, you know. I don't cook that much, you know. I get busy at the fruit stand all day long. I'm in the field, I'm in the fruit stand, and
His girlfriend is like
she ain't cooking me nothing either.
So you guys are boyfriend girl?
she ain't cooking me nothing either, and so that's how I get fed. That fruit stand's there. I'm getting the pulled pork. I'm getting the food trucks there. I'm eating well.
What's the name of the food truck?
Broken Anchor.
Broken
And
Anchor.
they're out
Delicious.
of,
You guys gotta check it out.
They're out of Codfathers, and so they post up there usually on the weekends and stuff for a couple days. And yeah, Janessa, she's been feeding me well, and anybody that comes through, she's gonna feed you well as well.
I've
So,
personally
you know.
seen her pick the fresh stuff from your garden and cook it for us.
That morning.
If she picks it right there on location, live on location,
Yeah,
and feeds us. Like,
She's got free range to my whole garden, so whatever she needs, she gets right from there and goes right into the sandwiches and everything. So.
And your main
Yeah,
location,
yeah.
though, by the airport, once you're leaving out of town going towards Vernon, it has a built-in restaurant. Where we're sitting right now is their location right by the airport.
So my mama's in the kitchen. She's making the pie. She's making the butter chicken. She's making the chana masala. You know, all from your meat options to your veggie options and some naan bread. And you know, it's
Ice cream, shakes,
I'm,
so much fresh jams I could show you guys here.
blessed. I'm blessed to have her here because if I don't eat from the food truck, I'm coming home and I'm eating well here. You know,
nice pie
so,
to finish the night.
and
Yeah.
nice pie with a couple scoops of ice cream, man. You can't beat it, right? You can't beat it. So we're living a pretty blessed life here in Kelowna Fruit Stand.
And with the move to Kelowna, have you seen farm prices recently change in Kelowna?
I mean, it's in the whole valley, right? Everything's been going skyrocketing within our whole valley. I think a lot of people are realizing our quality that we do, even up to Kelowna, you know, maybe a little bit better down south, but a lot of people are realizing the quality that we produce in the Okanagan here, you know, and so people want the land, and there's not enough land to go around, so prices are going higher and higher and higher, and more people are demanding more farms and more.
We've seen a lot of bigger companies come in that can pay more. They can pay over asking price for some of these farms, driving farm prices down.
And that's kind of the scary part, you know. It's the thing that we grew up on was a lot of these orchards. They had small farmers. You know, one family has 10 acres, next family has 15 acres, next family has 5 acres. You know, and that's what really builds the quality in our orchards. You know, as soon as things start going into these big businesses and big corporations, you're not getting the same sort of love that goes into the fruit. You know, like our parents would put into and tend to the orchard every single day with, you know, trying to get the best quality fruit that they possibly can, you know. And
One thing I've noticed since I've been a kid is the farmers before us were the Portuguese, and a lot of the farms in the South Okanagan, you can see that was them too. And then the Indians, like our people, started taking over the South Indians, and then now the monopolies, and now you're seeing it more shift into.
that's sort of that trend. Like we've got to be worried about it too. But a lot of our generation, we still want to keep the orchards and stuff, you know. But
A lot of people want to leave too.
A lot of people
There's a
want to
lot of
leave
kids
too.
that are getting their parents to sell.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
another common.
exactly. But then that's where we see, like, just like how, you know, things in California, Napa Valley switched to a lot of smaller farmers versus now, which it is all
Hundreds of acres you can see out there.
thousands, you know.
Thousands.
One winery owns 1,000 acres, next winery right next to it owns another 1,000 acres, and it's all big monopolies that are taking over, which really takes away from the
Here we have wine from Bordertown, we have Sonora Dunes, we have Gold Hill, all family-run businesses.
Family-run.
I personally know each one, and if you sat down and talked to them, the passion you get, it's amazing passion. You just totally
and that's what we will slowly start losing. You know,
100%.
this is what we need to keep to support our small farmers, our small wineries, and that's what really keeps us to be the small family run.
Because there's a
Okanagan
story
that
from
we
the
know,
fruit,
you know.
There's a story from the fruit from the start to where you're eating it. From the wine, from when it's begun in Canada at the start of the year to when it's picked and made into wine. It's all done in house.
Hey, and it's really ends up being on the buyer. You know, if you keep buying from these big Mission Hill, Summer Hill, these wineries like that are actually like big corporations and stuff, they're gonna keep taking over versus all these small wineries that you know, they grow themselves, that make the wine themselves, and really put in that A1 effort to make the best possible wine that they can.
When you're going tasting in the Okanagan, go to some of these local wineries and go see what they're all about. Go look at their crop. Go ask them, see the passion that they will talk to you about. A lot of the tasting rooms are family run as well.
And that's the thing. That's when you're gonna get the best like experience at the end of the day as well, right? When you pull up to a winery, you go for a tasting, and right behind the counter is the owner that's pouring the wine, right? Because you can totally tell the difference between an employee that's giving you a tasting and pouring drinks for you and explaining the wine versus the grower who's putting in that time and effort. He's going to speak with so much more passion about his wines and his fruit and all that sort of stuff. So, because he's putting in those hours, 10, 12, 14-hour days in the summertime.
And the
for
thing
sure,
is,
right?
this just doesn't come out naturally the first time what it is. There's mistakes with the pH levels. There's mistakes with the blends. You know, they're not even mistakes, they're productive mistakes to get to what it is here. And if you hear the whole process of the person who did it himself, like I know Sonora Dunes, he does it himself. He makes the wine himself. He's a winemaker as well. And if you talk to a person like that, the knowledge you can get is unmatched.
And people will, and the owner, when you go to the small wineries, they will tell you the whole process. They're more than willing to tell you even like, you know, their tricks and trades of the whole system, you know, like even people come to my fruit stand and I got a big garden in the back and they're asking, oh, like, you know, how did you get your garlic so nice and stuff? I'm like, I plant at this time, I pick at this time, I water at this time, I fertilize at this time. If you need any more questions, give me a call. You know, if I'm more than willing to explain the process to people and teach, and because at the end of the day, it's especially because of the place that we live, to have a little garden and stuff, and go out there and pick before dinner. You know, pick a cucumber, pick a tomato, right off the vine, and go inside and have dinner. You know, there's no better experience. You know, and obviously it takes a lot of work to you know, grow the stuff and pull the weeds and all that sort of stuff. You know, but the satisfaction that you get. Surreal.
One thing I know you're good at, how do you get customers coming back to you? You got that charisma.
No, it's the passion, you know, and that's that same thing, you know. If you go to a different food stand, and you go to bigger food stands that have a lot of employees and stuff, you know, they don't really know. They don't know the effort.
How do you like working at Golden Food Stand? There's one of the top employees of the month.
Yeah,
Employee of the month.
employee of the month, 3 months back. Okay, boom.
How do you like working there?
No, passion behind it and the work that's put behind it, and you can't beat it. It's homegrown, it's run by a family, and you see the passion, you see the difference. When you walk into the fruit stand, you see his big smile and you see his charisma.
Wow. Do you know how many people?
So genuine.
You see so many people come into the fruit stand and they're just chilling and they're looking around, and I pick up this big beet that I just picked that morning, and I'm like, hey guys, take a look at this. I was like, look at this, it's crazy.
They
pick up a green pepper. I was like, I picked this morning too, guys. Look at this.
I don't know how to do I picked in the 3 months I've worked there. I went outside last night. Was that last night? And I went out there and I picked a purple pepper. And today someone came in and they picked up that purple pepper, and I was so excited to tell them I picked that last night.
You got me some delicious peas today?
I did.
They were delicious?
It's so awesome.
Some of them don't have anything inside. You can
Yeah.
take nothing inside, and sometimes they're so big inside and delicious.
Yeah.
That's what comes with the experience. You know what
100%.
you know what to pick, right?
Yeah.
One thing that most of you guys I'd love to hear is, because we're in Kelowna, what wineries do you guys love to go to?
We've got a lot.
What do you recommend to the viewers?
So
We've got some favorites.
I've lived in East Kelowna my entire life, so I'm always gonna pick those small East Kelowna wineries.
Give a shout out to
Camelot,
Kelowna.
yeah. So the East Kelowna one. So if you move past the West Kelowna, you get out of Mission Hill and all the big ones, and you go to Vibrant Vine, Frequency, Camelot, Kitsch. Those are all pretty much in my neighborhood, and you see the small town passion in all
The
of them.
view from Kitsch, amazing.
Beautiful.
Amazing view from Kitsch Winery. The building, the architecture.
All of it.
The vibe.
The vibe
Great vibe.
too, the music,
Great
the
vibe.
people, the work.
Not
there.
far to get to. If you go up from KLO, just up the hill a little bit,
Yeah.
it's not far out of town.
Pretty much in town.
Pretty much in town.
I'll always call all of these club ones my favorite.
Westy one, Hatch. Giving a shout out to the Hatch.
Hatch too.
All time.
Give us a free wine. Give us a
I
free
think that might be my favorite one of all of West Kelowna, Lake Country, all of them. Hatch has got
You heard it here.
one of the best experiences that you can get around. You know, cool people working, always good times. They're always fun, and it just you know, it's not about the view that you get from the winery, but the experience that you get. You know, and so
Very
all those West Kelowna ones are all about the view and stuff, and about the architecture and this sort of stuff. This one's about the wine and the experience. You know, which should be the main thing anyways, you know. Kelowna we live in, there's lots of places that you can have a beautiful view, you know, and so what really separates the Hatch is good experience, good wine.
The discussion ended. Are you a red or white wine drinker?
Right. Grew up in Osoyoos, what do you think?
You know what? I went the one.
I mean, but hey, the living white desert is a damn good wine, you know. And on a warm day, a rosé goes down very nice, but
I love a red wine with a steak, you know, with some meat. Oh my goodness, it's the combination together.
I'll take a glass of red wine right in the morning, man. What you mean? Doesn't matter. That's breakfast.
It's good for the heart. So a glass of wine.
Glass a day, right?
You can ask a cardiovascular surgeon. They'll verify
8
that.
glass a day. That's
But
what
up, and the
I'm
glass could be like this big. You
Not a bottle.
can have
You know, you see those ones where they put the glass right on top.
This
and
could be a
there,
glass.
and it's a glass, right?
I recommend it to over 19 before doing anything.
That should be awarded before we even enter the podcast.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer: Are you over 18 years old? Then click yes.
No, but thanks for being on the podcast. It was great having both of you.
I
There's no one else I'd
appreciate it.
rather trust to take over the podcast than both of you.
I appreciate you letting us take over, and it was a great time, brother. It was a great time. Man. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night. Wine Wednesday. Fine Wine Wednesday.